Welcome, Tiffiie Squad. Welcome to another video. Before we start this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new banger. About my pregnancy journey, how I found out I was pregnant to now. When I found out I was pregnant, it was my junior year in high school. I went to Cambridge Latin in Cambridge, Massachusetts. My school had a Planned Parenthood. I was going to Planned Parenthood to get some prenatal pills because I was already sexually active. For the people who get it, and for the people who don't. So before you get prenatal pills, you gotta do a pregnancy test. So I took a pregnancy test and it came out positive.
Oh my God!
I was shocked. I was scared. I had mixed emotion. Like I didn't know what to do. The first thing that came to my mind was get it terminated. Whew. Days go by, weeks go by. I went on with my life like it was nothing, like I wasn't pregnant. So I was in school and I started getting an attitude. Like I didn't want to eat right away. Like during lunchtime, I didn't want to eat because clearly my baby didn't want to eat at that time. My baby wanted to eat at a certain times. And I used to tell my principal, no, like, because we used to have outside lunch. We could go to different places to get our lunch. I used to tell my principal, no, let me go out at this time to get my lunch. Sometimes they let it rock and sometimes they did it. But when my attitude became very serious and when I started cursing out the teachers and stuff, they was not having it. So they told me I had to do homeschool and come back in September, which was my senior year. So I come back my senior year and my baby was 2-3 months and I had to enroll my baby in daycare, which the daycare was downstairs from my school. Like the classes is, the people who get it. For the people who don't know, classes upstairs, daycare downstairs. Imagine enrolling your 2-3 month into daycare, fresh, new, like, yeah, it was hard. But I'm a senior already. A whole new school year. I wanted to finish school. This and that and the third. Tell y'all, when my mom found out I was pregnant, let me tell y'all, she was not having it. Like, I left the house for a long time. Like, a long time. Like, she was not having it at all. She was not having it. When I came back, like, I never used to leave my room because I knew she was gonna scream at me. Like, when she finally accepted, she came with me to my doctor's appointment. She bought the baby a lot of stuff, like, and she was the first one in the hospital when cause I gave birth. I had a C-section. I had a scheduled C-section because my baby was breech. She was in the hospital before me the day of my C-section. That was I get emotional. That was the best day of my life because I feel like I needed somebody. Like I needed a best friend, and I'm happy I had my baby. So my senior year, like my mom moved back to New York and I was in Massachusetts by myself. Like I only had friends. I joined the step team. And shout out to my friend Tracy, Troy, Didja, Keisha, Kara, The whole CRLS step team, like, ooh, they was my big supporter when I gave birth to my baby. Boom, banged it out. Banged out senior year in high school. I stood in Massachusetts for till my baby was like, I could say 8 months, 6 months. And it became very depressing because I didn't have nobody over there. Like, I only had friends. But, you know, they had their own life. They was young. Like, I was the only one with a baby. So, it became very depressing in a state that you don't have nobody and stuff. Like, so, one day I decided to get up and move back to New York. Everybody, all my family members live in New York. Like, I'm from New York. Like I said in my first video. Born and raised in the Bronx, New York, period. So now, like, I'm playing with life now. I'm partying now. I'm drinking. I'm living my best life, you know. Not caring, like, I finished high school, you know. I didn't go straight into college, like. And then at some point, I got a job. My first job was in Big Supplies, which was a big warehouse in Brooklyn, Navy. Whew, I was making money there. Like, I was making like $800 to $900 every week. That's when my daughter had her first big birthday party. Like, it was a Mickey Mouse theme. I was making cha-ching, cha-ching money. Then from there, she always had a birthday party, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, and I kept partying, you know, like, I really didn't figure out life till I was 26, 27. But I kept partying. I was living with my mother, you know, like, I didn't care about having my own place. Like, I wanted to live my best life, you know. So I was partying. I always had a job. Like, I worked at Century 21 department store. Then I worked at Macy's. I worked at the UGG store. I worked at Foot Locker. I always kept a job. But one thing about me, I always like to party and go out and drink. That was me. That was the back Tiffiie. This is Tiffiie today. Like, I used to want to live my best life. I was young, you know. I think I was 25 or 24 when I went in the medical field. I went to Mildred Alley in Manhattan, New York. Graduated with my MA, which is my medical assistant. Became a medical assistant. Okay, now I'm in the medical field. Period. That's when life hit me, you know. My daughter's getting older. My daughter's watching me, you know. You gotta give them you gotta be a good role model for your child, you know. So, when my daughter used to see me with my scrub on, she used to go to school and be like, not knowing I'm still in school, but she used to go to school like, yeah, my mom's a nurse. My mom's is a nurse. And to hear that your child is proud of you, that's the best thing ever. Like, I used to pick my daughter up from school, and the teacher used to be like, you a nurse? I'm like, no, I'm in school. Like, she like, oh, Lynn said you was a nurse. I'm like, yeah, but I'm in school. I soon graduate. But I wasn't going to school to be a registered nurse or LPN, like, say, practical nurse. I was going to school to be an MA, something simple, easy, fast, you know. But my journey don't stop here, baby. My journey is bigger from here. So I was going, I graduated MA, I graduated right on time, baby. As soon as I graduated medical assistant was when the pandemic started. They threw me right on the floor, like, I will show y'all a picture of me working the first day the pandemic started. Baby, when I tell you it was hard, it was hard. I was separated from my daughter for a month. Like, I couldn't see my daughter. Like, I had to FaceTime her. Like, it was hard. I probably I get emotional most of the time. Like, so I was like, I couldn't see my daughter. Like, that was, and if you know me, you know my daughter's my heart, my best friend. Like, I pillow talk to my daughter, like, and listen, I will go to the end of the road for my daughter. I stamp that. Don't play about mines. So I couldn't speak to my daughter like nothing. Like, that's life hit me. Like, and I could, when the pandemic started slowing down, that's when I came home and I was able to do fun stuff for my daughter. I was able to bring her to my hotel room now, because you know us who was in the medical field, we received free hotel rooms. So I was able to bring my daughter to my hotel room. I was able to do fun stuff with her more. So you know, everything was closed, but we was doing fun stuff like getting her favorite, which is seafood boil. Just watching movies and stuff. Like, we just wanted to be with each other. We just wanted to bond with each other, which is the best thing a parent could ever do with their child. Like, always get to know your child. Like, if your child have something to tell you, never ignore them. Like, always listen to your child. Like, never neglect your child. So during the pandemic, like, I was like, yeah, like, I finally didn't want to live with my mom no more. I wanted to be on my own. My child wanted her own room. Like, she always dreamed of having this pink room with pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green curtains and her own bed, everything. So she's getting older now, and I didn't want to share a room with her no more. So I was like, okay, might as well. So I was, during the pandemic, I was making money. Like, who wasn't? If you didn't make money during the pandemic, I don't know what you was doing, to be honest. So during the pandemic, I started saving, and like, I didn't want to live in New York. I don't want to raise my daughter in New York. I feel like New York is not a place to raise your kids, to be honest. I always wanted to give my daughter the luxury life I didn't have. So I started looking out of state. I seen like 2, 3 different houses, but they were small. They were small. They had balconies and stuff, but they were so small. Like, the living room, if I show you my living room right now, you're gonna be like, wow, her living room is huge compared to the living room that I first seen. So it took me like six months to find my apartment, but the process was easy and fast. Like, when I found my apartment, I found it in Pennsylvania. I had to fill out paperwork. Like, it only took me 3 days. Like, they had to do a background check, credit check. Like, boom. I found my apartment. First 2, 3 weeks here, Lord, I tell you, it hit me hard. I was homesick. I was homesick. I cried every day. Because, like, I was in Boston. I'm in this state alone. Don't know nobody. It's just me and my child. But my child's older now. Like, you know. But I was so depressed, stressed. Like, ooh, like, I didn't want to be in my own home. Like, I felt like it was a black cloud over my head. Like, I just wanted to give everything up and run back to my mother's house. But I kept getting on my knees and praying, like, God, give me the strength to have energy to stay here. They have good schooling. Like, everything is so safe out here. But I don't know, like, so I decided to go back to New York for the whole summer. I moved to Pennsylvania in April. May, I was here for the whole May, but like I said, it got too stressful for me. Like, I even ended up in a hospital. That's how stressed it got for me. So I decided to go back to New York. So I was there the whole summer. So when it was time for me to come back home, Lord, I don't know, like something was telling me to come back home. Like when I came back home, I felt that energy. Like thank God I'm home. Like mind you, my house was still my house. I didn't have no bed. I didn't have no couches. I didn't have no TVs. I didn't have nothing because I wasn't in my apartment at all. I moved in here in April. I was back in New York in May because I just was too stressed to be alone. So I came back home. Whew. That's why I said if you wasn't getting money during the pandemic, I don't know what you was doing. Because when I came back home, I went to a furniture store and got everything. I furnished my apartment in one day. I registered my daughter for school. That was done. I started looking for jobs. My job is literally 10 minutes walking from my house. I work in a rehabilitation center, Baptist Home Rehabilitation Center. And yeah, like that was it. Like coming back home, like, and now we are comfortable in our apartment. Like this is the best thing that God could have blessed us with. I thank God for blessing me, for keeping a roof over my head, keeping food in my refrigerator, protecting my daughter every time she get on that bus to go to school, bringing her home back safe. Like always thank God, never stop thanking God. Like my biggest blessing was my child and receiving my own apartment. Like, because when you at least expect it, God's gonna give it to you. Never stop praying. Baby, let me tell y'all, in life, things gonna get rough. You're gonna cry. It's gonna be storm. You're gonna feel like everything is just over with. But when I tell you, when you get on your knees and pray and get on that bed and pray day and night, and God is gonna walk you through your path. But you're not supposed to. You gotta pray all the time. Not only on your bad days, on your good day too. You can't only pray when you need something. Like you gotta pray all the time. Like I'm a big person of praying. Like when somebody's telling me something is wrong with them, I keep them in my prayers. Like this is just something called life, you know. This was the end of my video. Comment below what you want to see. You know, I always got to shout out my black businesses. There's 2 black businesses I want to shout out today. First, I want to shout out Yancy Skincare for her rose oil. This is gone. I'm going to put her description below so you guys could shop with her. Her rose oil, and what else she do? Her shea butter. I think it's shea butter. Her shea butter. And her rose oil. Her rose oil is the best. I want to shout out TMB, which is Tiffiie, for her brighten facial cleanser. Work excellent for my face. I'm gonna put her description below so you guys can shop. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button to be notified every time I upload a new banger. Hi.